a decent low right now. Because I follow them, Gastonia and High Point. Gastonia, High Point, Lexington, New York, and like drop out there. I just wanted to just show that later. I got it. I ain't never been to that ball, but I done seen it a few times with that brand. Killer B'S versus the Brilliance Sox. And they are which are probably going to follow by two position players. To be honest with you, you got to think. So the three actual starters here are now down because we've all thrown in the last 3 days.
Yeah, throw them in 4 innings. Not on Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Saturday.
Yeah.
4 innings.
So I threw Sunday, Kim Williams threw yesterday, and Glenn threw Saturday. Well, not for us, but the guy Glenn threw Saturday in Lexington. So we're all down. We just had a pitcher get traded, another pitcher leave, or quit, I should say, and the rest is just bullpen.
First pitch strike for Thornton.
They tied now.
Swing and a miss for Brett Smith on the slider. Tip back. Outside. Gets to a full count. Swing and miss for strike 3 on changeup. High pop up in the foul territory and is out of play. Another long foul ball by Anton.
You got time.
And fly out to left field. Up by Go Beastie. Foul ball by Santos. Strike 2. Ball outside. And that's a single to left field by Samir Santos. Oh, and an errant throw by Cooper Edwards as Samir Santos still second. And the call is strike 1. And Bucky grounds out to second base. And
We don't mostly sing it now. We don't move. You better be stick shining that fucking thing.
Alvarado leads off for the Killer B'S. Oh, that's the first pitch ball on the outside.
Yeah. Guys are good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a single up the middle, but for Alvarado. Ball high for ball 3. Four pitch walk to start your second batter of the inning. Another ball. For ball. Ball high, ball 2. Ball low and away for ball 3. Strike 1. That ends a streak of 7 straight balls for good ball. Another called strike to fill up the count. Ball high. 2-out Prius. Ross swings at a ball high. Rhodes takes that one deep to left field for a grand slam. That is second home run in 3 games. First pitch ground to the shortstop. That's Goulet just beats it out on a good throw from Anton. Goulet steals second base on a called ball. Swing and a miss for strike one. Briggs tops it, and it's out on a ground ball right front home plate. And a line drive to center field by Darren Love. Foul ball. Ball 2. Darren left still second base. I'm called strike. Comes ball up in foul territory and is caught back on. We're up number 2. Ball 1. To go on Giski. Ball inside. Oh, strike 1. Ground ball at Demko at third, and that ends the inning. Killer B'S will start off at the top of their lineup when they come back out to hit. They score 5 runs on 4 hits, no errors for the inning. That was his job.
He's over there before Joe. Just can't do it. It's too big a dish.
So, you using that shot foul balls?
Yeah, we can. So, it's Joe.
We need that play.
What you need?
I'm down. I'm doing it. All right. Good. I'm gonna need that for pitch concept. Strike. First pitch for a strike for Kendall Thornton. Look that for ball one.
Yeah.
You're still doing it.
I'm busy. I have to work.
I thought. But then you're invisible from there. Ball back for Bachman. Ball outside. Close up the count. Ball low for Buckley walks it.
Now up to bat for Brilliance Sox is number 45, Mosley.
Josh Mosley.
But Josh Mosley comes to bat with Bockley drawing the 3-2 walk at first. Thornton comes from the stretch. Delivers. Ball fouled off back over the first base side. Looks like that one stayed in the stadium here at Wild Things Ballpark. It's a muggy morning game. Good day for baseball ahead though. As the 0-1 from Thornton comes set.
Another foul ball back.
Another foul ball straight back from Mosley. Looks like he was getting a timing for that fastball. On deck, we got former Road Warrior Jimmy Boyce. And another foul ball just back over the net here at Wild Things Ballpark.
I got free coffee, free espresso. Right there.
Kendall Thornton kicks and delivers a slider just off the plate, trying to get Mosley to go fishing after fouling off a few fastballs in a row. Count moves to 1-2. Another slider, looks like it misses just a little down and out. Count moves to 2-2 to Mosley. Looks like Bockley's going station by station right now with a 5-0 deficit after the first inning. Fastball put into play, high pop fly into the center field. Caught by Alvarado. No tag by Bockley, so he'll retreat back to first. There'll be one out on the inning, bringing up Jimmy Boyce, who I believe is playing second base for Brilliance. It's usually where he's at. A step-off attempt by Thornton just to kind of keep Bockley honest over there at first, make sure he's not getting too comfortable in there. Gets the sign and comes set. Thornton, if you've noticed, is a sidearm delivery sub type of guy, sub type of pitcher. Comes set a little close, bringing his hands from just above his head to right about his abdomen, and then comes and delivers that thing from a lower arm slot than you will typically see from a starting pitcher. Counts 1-0 to Boyce, and the pitch. Swing and a miss on a slider, it looked like, just moving from middle to the outer part of the plate. 1-1 is our count here. Another slider, hold foul. Looks like just out of play for a roll over there at third. The ball looks like it landed in grass, so that ball will be used again, and honestly, it'd probably be used again anyways. Count is 1-2 on our battered Boyce. Boyce fouls off. Looks like another slider. Hold foul again. Staying alive in a tough at bat with one out and a man on first, trying to advance that runner and get on base himself. Thornton comes set, and the pitch. Fastball pulled on the ground to roll. He
Bobbles him, so gets the Boyce out.
gets Boyce out at first after a brief bobble and a recovery there, so no chance of the double play to get Bockley at second. So we have 2 outs, 1 man on second. And now batting for Brilliance number 4.
Essential lineups. Will Lampkin. Lampkin, the outfielder, stands into the right-handed batter's box. As Thornton delivers the 2-strike delivery. First pitch here to Lampkin.
Ball inside.
Slider is taken for a ball inside.
Thornton getting a sign with his man on second base. Comes set. Ball put in play. Center field Alvarado just turning and running. Looks like that ball's one hopping off that Miller Lite sign out in center field. Lampkin slips, rounding second. It looked like he was going to attempt a triple, throwing the brakes on, and feet came out from underneath him. He retreats back to second safely, but that run does score with 2 outs as Baseball Brilliance just cut the deficit to 5-1.
That was a big hit by Lampkin, who's been struggling lately.
Yeah, 2-out hits with runners in scoring position to cash them in are an absolute game changer. Put enough of those together, and usually looking at a W in the column. Now up to bat is the player manager for Brilliance, Mark Moose Demko, standing in the left-handed batter's box with a runner on second. Wow, strike one. Looks like it must have caught the outside part of the plate. Demko seems unfazed. He takes a quick breath and steps right back into the box. Demko likes to choke up on the bat, kind of get a little bit more barrel control there. That way he can supply a little more power to all fields. A little inside move there, but no one there to cover the bats and nothing doing there at second base for Lampkin. Demko in today at third base after a couple days off. Takes ball one up and away. Yeah, it looks like the player manager stepping in after a quick 3-game sweep of getting swept by Road Warrior Black Sox. Trying to step in and take care of business himself. Coming out of the 9-hole. And just like that, a ball up the middle. That will score the runner as another 2-out RBI knock for Brilliance Sox. And the score is now 5-2 with a nice little RBI by Demko there. Similar to a pitcher batting for himself, he's helping out his own cause. This brings us back to the top of the lineup with Brett Smith, the center fielder, stepping in.
Yeah, I just got this.
Already made the division.
Yeah, we're
Kendall gets his sign, comes set, and delivers. Ball up and in. Aggressive secondary over there at first base by Demko. Look to see if he'll try and swipe that back, get into scoring position, and to get in place for another knock to score a run to tighten this ball game even further. There he goes.
another error
Throw high.
by Cooper Edwards. Is that the second error on the day?
Yep, that is Cooper Edwards' second throw to the center fielder on the steal attempt at second base. The count is 2-0 on leadoff hitter Brett Smith. As he waits for Kendall Thornton to engage the rubber. Strike one brings the count to.
Oh, it was 1-2. 1-2.
Oh, it was a one. It was 1-1. Now a 1-2 count. Thornton comes set with a man on third. Strike three looked like a slider that came back and got the inside corner. Brett Smith is walking back to the dugout in disagreement as Thornton gets out of the inning with only 2 runs on and strands one man at third base. Couple key hits there for Brilliance Sox, gets them on the board and gets them just 3 runs down after surrounding a 5 spot in the first. Starter Grubauer is walking back out to the mound for a second inning of work, looking to lock in after a bit of a bumpy start to today's game. Killer B'S do have a tough lineup, so it is nothing to be worried about giving up a run or two here or there. Behind the dish, we got Samir Santos. Mark Demko, as I mentioned earlier, at third base. Looks like they have Anton playing shortstop, and Boyce looks to be the everyday second baseman with Slayton Vaughn over at first for the Brilliance infield. The outfield is Lampkin in left field. Brett Smith seems to lock in that everyday spot at center. And Mosley in today at right. After McDade got the call up late last night to Lexington. Lexington Legends manager is PJ Phillips, who's a part of the Yinzer League last year with that COVID season, kind of making everything a little crazy. So there's good connections here. as there's already been quite a few players that have gone from this Yinzer League to Lexington and beyond, with Nate Peden even going and getting an affiliate job with the Brewers. Leading off for the inning is Alvarado, and he swings and misses at strike one from Grubauer. Alvarado, the leadoff hitter, also led off last inning, so they got around. Got around in the first. That's a 1-1 count after the ball misses inside. Two and one after a wide delivery, just wide outside from Grubauer. Alvarado's the type of hitter where you have to mix your approach to him. He'll take what you give him. If you pitch him outside, he'll go ahead and flick one that way and go stand on first and steal his way around. Can also flash the power, especially in a 3-1 hitter's count like this. Ball four looks like just off the plate from Grubauer, as Alvarado will take his walk and go collect that free base. With the walk, that brings up Poirier, who is playing right field for the B'S. He's showing bunt early. Alvarado gets the wheels going, lays the bunt down to third base, fielded by Moose Demko, and throw over to first to collect the sacrifice bunt there. Something we haven't seen too much of in this Yinzer League this year. A bit of a selfless team baseball right there, just moving the guy up and getting him into scoring position. That brings Rios to the plate. Rios the 3-hole, playing shortstop for the B'S today. Runner on second and one out. Grubauer gets his sign, comes set and checks the runner. Delivery. Strike one on the outer half of the plate. Good pitch to start the at-bat for him. Ball put into play into center field. Brett Smith retreating just a little bit. Looks like we're having a tag-up attempt by Alvarado going for third base. Good throw by Brett Smith in from pretty neutral center field, just off the bag, and Alvarado will move up to third base with 2 outs. While he is just 90 feet away from scoring with 2 outs, the threat is a little limited. As we bring in one of the fresher faces here, Roll up to the plate.
Trying to his last at bat.
Yeah, he hit a grand slam after just the first 3 guys got on. Led the ball game, led the scoring off with a big fly to left field. Hitter that shows a lot of pull power. Took a big hack at that one. Tried to get that runner and himself on the board again with one swing of the bat. It's an 0-2 count with 2 outs and a runner on third. See if Grubauer can put him away. Ball hit well. Center fielder Brett Smith retreating just shy of the track, and he collects that for out number 3. The man on third does not come to score, so the 2-out threat will pass with no damage to Grubauer. He throws up a 0 here in the second inning. So the sacrifice bunt, that inning not being able to be cashed in, as they sacrificed and moved the leadoff runner with no outs to second base, and he got to third, but just was unable to get 90 feet further. Brings us to the 3rd inning here at Wild Things Ballpark. The score of the game is Brilliance Sox 2, Killer B'S 5.
Come on. Trevor, can you say the book real quick? Can you say the book real quick? I need to see yesterday's game.
It's nice and cool up here. Shit. I can feel it.
Yeah.
Grand Slam yesterday. Who's the Grand Slam yesterday?
Alvarez.
Alvarez.
It's Danny McCurry's third day, right?
First pitch up in foul territory on the third base line, and it is a foul ball.
As the foul ball's roll got turned around a little bit, trying to track that one down. 0-1 count to Anton, the leadoff for this inning, but the 2-hole in the Brilliance lineup. Two, three, four up to bat for this frame in the third for Brilliance. Strike two, collected on the outer part of the plate. Good chance to keep the scoring going for Brilliance as they have 2, 3, 4 up. With some power bats coming very soon. Ball outside, as it's a good idea to try and expand the plate that way, see if he'll go fishing. Count is 1-2 to Anton. Kendall with that Justin Lawrence type of position when he gets his signs in a bit of a open spot. As the foul ball's hit well, but foul down the pole side, which is the right field side for Anton, as that goes off of the Wild Things home locker room and front office. And it looked like it went into the parking lot out beyond right field. Thornton will collect his signs and make the 1-2 delivery again. Looked like a slider just off the plate, couldn't quite get back to the edge, as the count will move to 2-2. Foul ball off to the left field, just out of play. As we will do the 2-2 again. Joel Anton was in the Pecos League in 2019. Antone, excuse me. Antone, as I'm getting word from our producer. Two pitch deliver from Thornton. Swung on and just barely tipped by Antone. Fouled straight back, unable to be collected in the air by Edwards, the catcher. We will do the 2-2 again as Thornton lifts and delivers. Another foul ball out of play. Heads up at the party pavilion. Yinzer League Director Joe Torrey was out there just a few moments ago. As Antone's putting together a pretty good at bat, seeing a lot of pitches and fouling a few off, and Right as I say that, there goes another. Right over there by that party pavilion on the hill, on the berm, just past the bullpen in left field. Thankfully, those balls are landing in grass, so outside of a little bit of a grass scuff, those balls won't be in too bad of shape.
It's good to see a grass stain on a baseball.
Yeah, grass stains and baseballs on a turf field are honestly kind of welcomed after you've been here for a few months.
As the balls get blacker and blacker.
Yeah, the balls on this turf field tend to get a little gray from the pellets put in the turf, the rubberized pellets put in the turf field. As Antone works a base hit after fouling a few off, he goes up the middle in that 2-2 count to lead off the inning for Brilliance, putting a man on first in good position to try and get the scoring going again. Now to bat is Samir Santos, the catcher for Brilliance Sox. Samir went on an absolute tear just a couple weeks ago, hitting anything that moved seemingly out of the ballpark. Takes a big hack there and fouled off to the right side. Off the bleachers, it looks like we got one Zach LeBlanc to go recover that baseball.
Followed by Dylan Jacober, who are very familiar with spherical objects.
Yeah,
As they put a whole bunch of bagels on the board.
Yeah, not only do they put bagels on the board, they also throw such spherical objects off of the hill in the center of our field, i.e. pitching.
What shape is the mound?
I guess it would be a dome or a cone, maybe?
Okay.
No, it wouldn't be a cone.
Not a cone. From our
Geometry teacher.
From our head of analytics here in the Yinzer League tie, as he quickly embarrasses my geometry. Sorry, Mr. Callahan, if you are tuned in.
Yeah.
It is an 0-2 count. Ball put into play. Looks like just in shallow right. Is that out will be collected by Poirier. And Antone will retreat to first. Nothing doing on the tag. It's a good job by Thornton there, following up a leadoff runner with an out. Now he's just one ground ball away from turning two with Slayton Vaughn at the plate. Slayton not necessarily the fastest guy in the league,
At least leading doubles.
but he does lead the league in doubles as he likes to put balls off of the wall and then coast into second easily.
Slayton Vaughn does not hate hitting doubles, as was even one of the original YouTube videos.
Now he is a fan of the double. Likes to mix in a heavy dose when he gets the opportunity. Slayton is, as you can tell, a larger individual. Likes to stand a little bit off the plate to get those big arms extended and swing that log through the zone.
The bat?
Oh, it's a bat. He calls it a bat. For most other hitters here, he's absolutely swinging an absolute tree trunk of a stick.
As the bat is proportional to the 6'7", 280-pound Slayton Vaughn.
As one could imagine. The 1-1 delivery here by Thornton as we lock it back in. Ball hit straight up. Looks like back out the roof and just shy of our broadcast unit here as we are being broadcasted here by Adele, not the singer.
He really whips that thing around, doesn't he?
Yeah, he loves to really get that thing through the zone and give it a hard poke when he gets the opportunity.
As he'll look to get the head out here and try and put the Brilliance Sox within one.
Slayton is obviously someone who, as we adjust our monitor, puts a big charge into left center as he challenges the deepest part of the field.
Another
Off the wall. So
another double.
Shocker. Another double for Slayton Vaughn as that cashes in the run. And that ball looked like it came off of the Wild Things logo just to the right of our scoreboard there and dead straight left center. Absolute power alley out there. Says 405 to straight away. It's probably closer to 410 where that ball came down. Slayton Vaughn increasing his league lead in doubles as he's just doing everything he can to pull away and embarrass all the other hitters out here. He says, you want to see power numbers? I've got your power numbers. Stepping up to the bat now, Bockley, I believe, is DHing today for Brilliance as Santos is doing the catching. Those two usually platoon back there. Keeps everybody's legs pretty fresh as he takes strike one on the outer portion of the plate.
And they have had to do a little bit more catching as Clemia Jackson was in an unfortunate collision with the third baseman, Mark Vargas. And Vargas had got a concussion, and Jackson actually, I think he sprained his knee. Hopefully it's not too bad as that ball is driven into the gap to right center field, gets past Alvarado and skips over the fence for a ground rule double.
That ball hops just over our Diana sign out there in right center, and just as Vaughn hits a double and increases lead, Bockley says, no, not so fast, big man. What you can do, I can do better.
As he does it from the left side of the plate.
Goes basically the same part of the field, just the opposite side.
As the lefties are better than righties.
As Bockley will just trade places with Vaughn and score another run. 2 runs in for the Brilliance today as manager Cole B'S for the Killer B'S goes and takes a visit for Thornton, give him a quick breath. We are in a 1-run ball game here in the top of the third. That brings up Mosley, the right fielder. Mosley isn't a guy who's afraid of hitting doubles either. He has his fair share of power as Thornton gets his sign and comes set with 1 man on second base and 1 man out with 2 men scoring in the inning. The pitch just off the outside edge. That's a great quality pitch there from Thornton to start the at-bat. Nothing wrong with the 1-0 count after a high-quality pitcher's pitch. Thornton looking to get back into this account here, get to his ones. Swing and a miss, and he does. 1-1 count to Mosley as Thornton took a big swing trying to outdo his 2 former teammates who hit doubles as he tried to go big fly and put one off the scoreboard itself. Thornton comes set, checks his runner, and delivers. Check swing, but umpire says it's a strike anyways as the count moves to 1-2 with a nice little slider moving to the outer part of the plate. Looks like a slider inside, pulled foul off. Looked like he almost cleared the visiting locker room there in left field. As the count will remain 1-2, and we will do this again. Gordon comes set, delivers. Another slider, just pulled foul on the ground just outside of third base for a foul ball as he fights off yet another off-speed pitch from Thornton. Working a little backwards here, trying to show a heavy dose of off-speed, maybe play up an inside fastball coming shortly, or maybe just he saw something he liked and is keeping attacking with that slider. And there it is, the backdoor fastball running from off the plate to the back to the corner for strike 3. And that is strike 3, looking 2 outs for the Killer B'S as Brilliance Sox second baseman Jimmy Boyce comes to the dish. And for those of you keen observers back home, Boyce is goatee-less as he went to a mustache for July 4th. And as he says, no barrels, no facial hair. He is clean shaven for the first time I've seen him this summer. As he flares one into shallow right center, kind of in the Bermuda Triangle between first, second, and right. And that out was collected by the second baseman to end the threat there. 2 runs come across for Brilliance Sox, making it a 5-4 ball game. on a couple doubles by Slayton Vaughn to score 1, by Bockley to score Vaughn. And that is the offensive powerhouse that Brilliance does have. When you get that 2-3-4 lineup come to the plate and the leadoff gets on, they do get dangerous in a hurry. We have David Grubauer going back out for his third inning of work after putting up a crucial 0 there in the second, allowing this game just to get back to 1 run. If he's able to throw up a 0 now, there'll be a good bit of momentum on Brilliance Sox side. See if they can keep the offensive fireworks going and take the lead or even tie this one up. In the meantime, it does look like we do have the heart of the order due up for the Killer B'S with Goulet coming up shortly. Goulet easily noticeable by the 1-3 on the back of his jersey and the great head of hair coming out of that helmet. Goulet steps in the box as he will be our leadoff batter in this frame. Pitch from Grubauer. Over the plate, put in play into shallow right center. Collected by Mosley there in shallow right center. Jimmy Boyce going after it, as well as center fielder Brett Smith. That is a first pitch out by Grubauer and a big first step in the right direction to putting up another 0 on the board there. Hard to beat that efficiency. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pitch from Grubauer. Ball outside as Reese will not chase the 0-0 delivery. 1-0 our count here in the top of the third, bottom of the third. Fastball inside, fouled off onto, I guess those are on deck circles, even though we use the on deck circles in the warning track. Honestly, the nicest bit of turf are in those circles just to the left and right of home plate. Still nice and fluffy. You can tell they don't get much use, as it'd be hard-pressed to make a guy on deck stand that close to the action. Ball inside to Reese as the count moves to 2-1. Grubauer doing a pretty solid job of settling in after giving up 5 in the first. As a foul ball off to the right side, and it will just get out of the stands here in right field. Looked like it bounced and went over the fence onto that little road. If you've ever been to Wild Things Ballpark, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Just out past the first base line. The 2-2 delivery behind Reese, as it looks like one got away from Grubauer as
Just a bit outside.
yeah, as he taps his chest, acknowledge like, hey man, nothing intentional. Just let one slip a little bit. Nothing wrong with one for the gun. Grubauer winds and delivers. A check swing foul ball into the stands up beyond first base, as we got Jacober, one of our resident Canucks, going to get that one. 3-2 count here for Reese. Grubauer wipes a little bit of that hard-earned sweat off of his brow. Steps on the rubber and gets his sign. Figure out what pitch he's going to throw and the delivery. Ball hit well into left center gap, right at our scoreboard. One hops the wall out there in left center, just shy of the scoreboard, and he will join the doubles party that is this third inning.
Looks like it hit off it bounced off the scoreboard and back in.
Yeah, it did look like with the It did look like it one hopped off the scoreboard, but we do have that fence just shy, so one off the love shouldn't hurt sign out there in between Pepsi and Ford. As Reese getting a little bit of love from his first base coach, Nicky Dabrowski, getting his gear as Grubach comes set with a man on second base and one out. Darren Love into bat. Takes strike one. D. Love looking to join the doubles party, I would have to imagine, and trade places with Tyler Reese out there on second base. Breaking ball just below the zone as D. Love takes that for ball one to move us to a 1-1 count. As Grubauer working with good pace here, gets right back on the mound and dialed back in for signs from catcher Samir Santos. Comes set, checks the runner. Reese gets an extra step out there with Jimmy Boyce holding him on. And an inside move, no throw though, as Reese wasn't going anywhere. Just a nice little show me move there just to let him know, like, hey, don't get too comfortable when I lift. I can go back there. 1-1 count and a one-run ball game. Say that 10 times fast. Ball two inside to D. That one brings us to a 2-1 count. Something D. Love will try and take advantage of, as he's got to assume a well-pitched ball over the plate is going to be a hittable one. Slider D. Love's a little early on, fouls it right at his third base coach and manager, Colvin Ballas, who barehands it and tosses it back to Grubauer like it's just another day in the park, like a cool breeze. Ty shaking his head at that one. Grubauer on the rubber. Comes set, checks Reese at second base. Mixing his holds there, doing a great job. Steps off, and a balk called by a home plate umpire. As Grubauer must have started and stopped would be my only guess, because it did look like he stepped off before going to second base. Either way, Reese will advance the third with one out and a 2-2 count to D. Love, who has a great RBI opportunity coming up. And a bounce pass fastball into Samir Santos, who does a good job keeping it right there. 3-2 count. Looks like he wore that one off of the forearm, as anyone would be who just wore a fastball off the forearm, might be a little shaken up. Umpire giving him plenty of time, make sure getting a new ball for Grubauer. D-Love also giving him plenty of time, taking a couple practice swings just outside the box. Umpire cleaning all of the turf pellets off of the plate there. Showing his catcher some love as they're working in close proximity. They have to have each other's backs. Grubauer steps on the mound for the 3-2 count. Should see some action on this pitch. Ball over the plate. Fouled just back out of the reach of Santos. We'll do this 3-2 again. We got Alex Z. Jacobs showing some love to his teammate D. Love in the box from just behind home plate in the stands. As most of our pitchers who are down today are doing some other duty, whether it's location chart, and a 3-2 ball hit to Demko at third base. Lightly hit, kind of jammed, but that does the job and cashes in the run as the B's extend their lead back to 2. As Reese comes in to score. Not really a play at home for Demko. Both not quite hit hard enough. Also in the 5-6 holes, a good job of the player manager showing off some range just to get there. Collects the easy out at first. Still early in this game. That run, not really a backbreaker as of right now. We'll obviously see how this one plays out. brings up catcher Cooper Edwards, who takes an absolute daddy hack at the 0-0 fastball and comes up empty. 0-1 count, 2 outs, nobody on for Grubauer, who is elected to stay out of the stretch. Ball put into play. That's looks like our scoreboard is going to be safe from this one as Brett Edwards reaches over into left center. Brett Smith, reaches over into left center and collects that third out to end the inning.
And gets Cooper Edwards.
Yeah, he gets Cooper Edwards. A little tongue-tied with the names there. As that will end the frame and will close us out of the third, bring us to the fourth in a 4-6 ball game as the Bees get one back there in the bottom half. In the booth with me, as I've mentioned earlier, we have our head of analytics, Ty, as well as Courtney Mack on the scoreboard. Courtney spawned a pretty good game the other day against the Road Warriors. Came up just shy as the Road Warriors were able to come out ahead late in that one. I believe that was our July 4th game with fans in the stands, a little bit of extra excitement.
Yes, sir.
Anytime we can get, a crowd in here buzzing always adds the electricity of this stadium and adds an extra level to everyone's games. Really just kind of makes everyone sharpen up that much more. We've got LeGarry Stewart catching right now, just taking the throws while Cooper Edwards collects his gear and takes his time getting back out after making the third out of last inning. Nah, he's just got the mask on as he clanks one off of the glove as he is infielder, not quite used to that catcher's mitt, not quite used to the weight and shape or the mask, but doing a great job as a teammate standing in for another. Edwards back out there to collect the rest of these warm-up pitches as we are just about to get underway here in the fourth inning. We are playing a 7-inning game today. So we are approaching the halfway mark quickly. Up to the plate for Brilliance Sox. Number 4. That is Lampkin. Take strike one out on the outer half from Thornton. Thornton going into his 4th inning of work. Someone who from that arm slot kind of acts as a righty specialist since we don't have the 3-batter minimum here in the Yinzer League. Has extended out to 3 plus and 4 plus innings before, so this isn't uncharted waters, but definitely not common territory for him. As Lampkin fouls one into foul territory for Goulet to collect at first base for out number 1. That brings up player manager Mark Demko to bat.
Sweet Thornton's 70th pitch of the game so far.
Thornton at 69 pitches right now, through 3 1/3. Pitch count kind of in the expected range after surrendering 4 runs and 6 hits across the first 3 innings of work. As he gets his sign, Moose Demko steps into the dish and awaits the pitch. Moose lays down a bunt down the third base line. Butt was placed beautifully, but had a little bit of side spin as Thornton came off the mound like a cheetah, tracking that one down into foul territory and collects it for strike 1. Demko is all the way at first base, so he will take his time getting back into the box as Thornton is already back on the mound waiting on him. You gotta love a pitcher that kind of dictates the tempo of the game, kind of gets the offense into his rhythm rather than the other way around. Demko still just now stepping into the box. 0-1 is the count with one out. Demko is the 9-hole with a leadoff batter on deck. Roll the third baseman playing in, protecting from another bunt. Ball inside Demko. He does a good job of shading off the inner part of the plate. There's really not a whole lot of room to miss in there as he is on the dish. Thornton gets the sign to come set, and here comes the 1-1 delivery. That is a slider over the heart put into play in right field by Demko as he sees the slider and just deposits that into shallow right field for a knock. Getting on base, doing a great job as the 9-hole, bringing on the leadoff hitter. Brett Smith, the center fielder, wearing jersey number 3. Trying to leave his mark as maybe one of the more popular number 3s in baseball. Thornton comes set. Brett Smith having a little bit of a rough time out of the leadoff spot. A lot of faith from his manager who keeps putting him out there. Gotta love a manager who has confidence in his guys. Ball hit high. Looks like second baseman Tyler Reese will collect that one in between his typical position and the pitcher's mound. That one would have been a home run in an elevator shaft, but unfortunately that's not what we're playing today. That brings up the 2-hole Jarrell Antone, excuse me.
Jared.
As he has a runner on first, Thornton checks Demko over there at second base as Moose is not someone who runs like his animal nickname counterpart. Moose Demko over there runs more like a antelope. Springy, full of life over there. As Antone takes strike one on the outer part of the dish. Thornton delivers. Ball hit well into right center field. Poirier looks like he is underneath it for out number 3, and that will end the top half of the 4th as the Brilliance get the leadoff batter on in Mark Demko and do not do anything after that. Good 4th inning there by Thornton, settling in after giving up a 2-spot, in the 2nd and the 3rd inning. We've got 2 games today, this one and one other, which will feature the Red Hot Road Warriors versus the Wolfpack in our late morning, early afternoon split. A lot of baseball to be seen here at Washington Wild Things Ballpark, as I believe the Wild Things return tonight. I'm guessing a 6:05, 7 o'clock start. 7:05 start here tonight. Between the 14 innings played here in the Yenzer League and the assumed 9 from Washington and their Frontier League counterpart. A lot of good baseball to be seen in this part of Washington, Pennsylvania, just south of Pittsburgh. David Grubauer in for his 4th inning of work after a rough start here in the 1st and then 1 tagged on in the 3rd.
58.
Grubauer, 58 pitches through 3 innings. As we do have just a little bit of action rumbling down in the Brilliance bullpen. As it looks like reliever Roger On has started playing catch.
They only have 2 guys up today.
On being the second of 2 available pitchers for the Brilliant Sox. I'm sure we'll see him at some point today as Grubauer delivers the 0-0 pitch to Golden Booski, as that is ball 1. Freaking chairs back there. Strike 1 to Goldie as he watches the slider on the outer part of the plate. Grubauer lines, delivers. Ball hit hard to Demko at third base. Brings him back over the bag. He collects it and makes the throw over to Vaughn at first to collect out number 1 here in the bottom of the 4th. That brings up leadoff hitter Alvarado, who I believe he's hitting the ball pretty well as of late. Don't know exactly what his average is right now, but I would have to guess it is closer to 330 than it is to 250. He hits one hard, Slayton Vaughn, who gloves it, knocks it down, collects it, and steps on first for the out. That is 4 pitches, 2 outs.
Alvarado coming into today was batting 306.
Alvarado, yeah, before today, where he's already got a knock, was 306. So that one will probably, I think, is what, 1 for 2
That
out?
was batting 320.
It's going to be closer to the 320 as of right now. Ball 1 to Poirier from Grubauer into a 1-0 count with nobody on and 2 outs as Grubauer collected the first 2 men sent up and sent them right back to the dugout.
Now batting 316.
316 for Alvarado after that last at-bat as Poirier takes the 1-1 strike. Swing and a miss for strike 2 at the breaking ball from Grubauer. Looked like he pulled a string there as Poirier was just out in front. Looks like Roger On is slowed down a bit as Grubauer collects 2 quick ones and then throws a breaking ball into the dirt.
Pretty competitive game so far, other than the first inning.
Yeah, it looked like this game had a chance to get out of hand in the first, but Brilliance clawed back with 4 runs, 2 in the second, 2 in the third, before surrendering 1 more to the B's in the bottom of the third. It's a 4-6 ball game as this count moves to 3-2 with 2 outs. Grubauer pitch delivers, fouled off right into our home plate umpire's mask. Good use of the old noodle there.
Not going to win you any calls on that one.
Yeah, and while it doesn't make the umpire happy, who's he to blame there? The pitcher for throwing the pitch there, or the batter for fouling it off into his face, or the catcher for not wearing it for him? Kind of a no-winner situation. We'll do the 3-2 again. Here are 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Ball put in play. Center fielder Brett Smith tracking back into left center field as he will collect that and get under it for out number 3. As Grubauer goes 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 4th and throws up a 0. Second 0 of the day. We are in a 4-6 ball game as now I guess would probably be the time for what would normally be the 7th inning stretch. As I think we're going to have Ty sing it. No, he backs out of it after mumbling those iconic first few words. A little early in the morning for a 4th inning stretch here in our 7th inning ball game. Maybe it's a stretch and go get some coffee for those of you at home. As Kendall Thornton back out there for the 5th. The defense for the Killer B's is Roll over there at third base, Rios at shortstop, Tyler Reese at second, Goulet at first base, in the outfield, is Poirier in right, Alvarado in center, and Goldenbuski in left field with Cooper Edwards behind the dish, and our starter, Kendall Thornton, still on the mound. Kendall's getting his work in today, that's for sure, as the sidearm typical reliever, while he can stretch into a long inning role, typically is more of a short burst type of guy from that arm slot. Gets a spot start today, as the Killer B's arms are a little bit depleted with a couple injuries to Hassan Westbrook and Dave Strandberg. As Colvin Ballas told me before the game, we're having a bullpen day and we're going to ride Thornton until the wheels fall off. And it looks like from his work recently, we are not there yet. No rumblings in the B's bullpen.
Longest appearance so far this season for Thornton.
Yeah, this will mark the furthest Thornton has gone into a ball game, either as a reliever or starter, as Samir Santos, the catcher for Brilliance in the 3-hole, comes up. 3-4-5 for the Brilliance as Samir takes strike one, or ball one, high and outside, high and inside. Get my words all tangled. Directions are hard. Thornton comes set, working out of the stretch exclusively as a reliever. Ball just outside, as that one misses over just outside part of the plate for a 2-0 count to Santos. Santos here is going to be looking to drive the ball hard off our scoreboard, or that way. Is that where most of his power comes from? He will flash one to the backside every now and then to keep a right fielder honest, but there's no secrets about his game. He wants to pull. He takes strike one on the black from Thornton in a 2-1 count now. As this game is brought to you by Icy Light. 2 on our counts. Thornton comes set and delivers. Just a hair outside where that last one was for ball 3. 3-1 count for Samir Santos, who's rocking kind of the mix between the old school knickers, the tweeners, and the tweeners, as we're getting kind of a weird throwback look. Maybe he's preparing for a flood that we are unaware of. Thornton in the 3-1 count, strides and delivers. Strike two looked like that was off the plate from where I'm sitting, but home plate umpire clearly has a better view. Calls that one a strike. We move to a 3-2 count. We will see some action here, as you would have to imagine anything. Thornton going deep into this one features a fastball, a slider, and will occasionally throw a changeup to mix it in. A ball hit well on the line into the 5-6 hole, collected by Rios, ranging over to his right for out number 1. Good job by Thornton there, battling back from a 2-0 to a 2-1 to a 3-1 count, and then collecting the out regardless. That brings up league doubles leader, Slayton Vaughn.
He's at 12 right now.
12 doubles. That is quite a few, considering we have played roughly 15 to 20 games, depending on the team. Thornton doing his best to stay out of the power zone of Vaughn as he throws ball 1 outside. Vaughn is a guy who, while he stands off the plate, has good coverage of the outer portion with those long arms. Ball back over at the booth from Vaughn as we move to a 1-1 count from Thornton. Thornton is up to 82 pitches as of right now, waiting on pitch 83 to come from him, as he is keeping those Brilliance Sox hitters at bay for the most part. A ball hit high into the morning sky into right center as Poirier will collect that for out number 2 in the top half of this 5th inning. That will bring up left-handed hitter Jacob Bockley. Bockley, like Vaughn and Santos before him, a power threat to the pull side, will flash it to the backside when given the opportunity with outside pitching, which is what most pitchers seems to have been the strategy for those 3 hitters. Pile on the outside pitches and hope that they don't do damage backside. As the outfield is shifted way over, Bockley takes strike 1 there from Thornton. We got the left fielder Gombuski playing left center. Alvarado has moved into the right center gap, with Poirier moving closer to the line and playing a little deep out in right field. The infield is kind of a modified shift as second baseman Tyler Reese is playing shallow right field as Bockley shows bunt to try and throw a wrench into their plans. He's not really playing over as far as the traditional left-handed pull shift would call for. He's kind of playing straight up second base, just much deeper. He's got plenty of range there and plenty of arm to cover. And Bockley not necessarily a burner on the paths. So a good chance to try and extend some range to collect that out. Rios also playing a little deep and up the middle. Same with Roll, playing more in that 5-6 hole, really challenging Bockley to find somewhere to hit the ball. As he does so, hits it high into foul territory, just out of reach and out of play from Cooper Edwards as that ball hits the concrete without a pitcher even making an attempt at saving it. As we've got Ace Detective, Boston PD, Zach LeBlanc, and Dylan Jacober, our resident Canuck, on it. One of many resident Canucks, I should say, as the Great White North has heavily infiltrated the Yinzer League here. And that is due mostly to the Frontier League and the American Association not really being able to use their Canadian teams, as the Great White North, Canada, has not quite opened up their borders yet to back and forth travel. Bockley goes to straightaway center field, collected by the left fielder Gombuski for out number 3, as Thornton matches Gruba going 1, 2, 3 in the 5th. The score remains the same, 4-6, as we will go to the second to last inning here in the 6th inning. This 6th frame is brought to you by the great folks over at Twitter. Why not? Because why not? I believe that is probably not their motto. Samir Santos throws down the last warm-up pitch from David Gruba, as we are just set to get underway here in the bottom half of the 5th. To the plate will be Rios, the Killer Bee shortstop, as we finally do have some action in the Bees bullpen, as well as the Brilliance, as Roger On is still getting loose and moving around down there. Strike one to Rios as Grubauer looks like he throws in a nice breaking ball to open up the inning. Grubauer strike two with a fastball to the outer portion of the plate as he gets way ahead here of Rios. Working quickly, here comes the third. Ball looks like that'll be in the field of play, but foul just out of the reach of Slayton, Vaughn, Jimmy Boyce, and Mosley, the right fielder. We are coming to you live from the Washington Wild Things ballpark as we are broadcasting from their press booth. We were fortunate enough to use their facilities for our time here in the Windsor. Grubauer comes with another pitch, 0-2. Tempts him with the fastball high. Good idea, but no taker from Rios as he simply takes it and stays in the box waiting for the 1-2 pitch. Fastball outside. Maybe Grubauer's starting to work a little too quick, get ahead of himself, allow himself to take a breath here. But no, he gets right back on the rubber and is coming right back at you with a 2-2. Ball hit hard through the 5-6 hole, line drive from Rios. That goes into left field for a single. As Rios does a good job working from an 0-2 count to go and stand on first base proudly.
He's when it's your good, but it's not like run.
So keep it 8. It should be 7 and 6.
7-6.
That brings 4-hole roll up to bat with a man on first as he fouls the first pitch back. Up right in front of the booth, collected by Boston PD, Zach LeBlanc. Roll is a fresher face, and he came in and got the party started early, going big fly his first day here, and has returned to that strategy time and time again. Especially earlier today in the first inning where he went big fly with the bases loaded for a grand salami. Getting the scoring going early for the B's here, putting a quick 4 on the board where they would add one more in the first. Rios gets his lead from first, a ground ball to shortstop. 6-4-3 for the double play, and a little bit of contact there from Roland Vaughn at first base. Not really sure what that was about. Didn't seem like Vaughn was on the bag at all. Maybe just a little bit of frustration coming out of rolling into a double play. Vaughn looking over that direction, and that would be quite the rumble. Two Titans getting right after it. As Grubauer delivers ball 1 to Goulet with 2 outs and nobody on after a leadoff single gets erased by a double play ball by Roll. Ball 2 by Grubauer. As Goulet's in a 2-0 count. And like so many other hitters here, dangerous spot to be. Goulet takes a big hack at it and sends it high into the late morning sky, into left field by the line, collected there by Lampkin for out number 3, and nothing doing after yet again a leadoff hitter gets on and is unable to even get to second. Once for the B's now and once for the Brilliance earlier.
Thornton heading back out?
No, we have Cage Cascone coming in from the bullpen for the B's, as that will end Thornton's day.
Thornton ended up going 5 innings, 86 pitches, 63 strikes, 7 hits, 4 runs, 4 earned, 1 walk, and 3 Ks.
3 Ks, 4 earned in 5 innings of work for the guy making the spot start. Is not a bad job in a 7-inning game. Gives his team a chance to get that much-needed day off for most of the arms. As you will see, one of Killer B's more power-style arms in Cage Cascone. It features a fastball into the high 80s, occasionally scraping a 90. He throws a big Clayton Kershaw-style breaking ball. And a pitch he calls a cutter, but kind of moves like a cutter plus or a baby slider, if you will. I believe pitching into calls that type of pitch from Tyler Glasgow a slider. It's kind of that hybrid in between. Gets a lot of swing and misses with that slider. In the booth here, you also have two other cutter-heavy pitchers, both in myself and Courtney Mack.
Yes, sir.
I know, speaking on my own experience, cutter's been a great weapon for me as it kind of gives another dimension to a good fastball already. Same with Mr. Mack here with me.
Love seeing hitters in the box. Fastball, fastball, fastball. Cutter. What? Yeah, it's cutting all right, but fuck off though. It's cutting all right.
It's a pitch that we can use to kind of attack a hitter and be aggressive while throwing a fastball without throwing a fastball.
That's exactly what it is.
Especially if you see the compliment as well.
Mm-hmm. And a sinker to go with it, like Jacoby.
Yeah, Jacoby, does he also feature a cutter?
He was working on it. I think he was, but he does have this sinker.
I know he does have that sinker slider mix in his back pocket. We saw that on full display as he went a nine inning complete game shutout here on July 4th.
And an efficient one, only going 109 pitches.
He only went 109 pitches in 9 innings. How is that for efficiency, sir? That will bring up Mosley to the plate. With Jimmy Boyce on deck, out the infield, playing just a touch pull on the left field side with Rios in a roll. As ball one from Cage Cascone to start his day. Pitch number 2 is going to go for a strike because that one is swung at and fouled back out of play. As we are now in a 1-1 count for Cage Cascone, who gets a new ball in from the dugout and gets right back up on the rubber. Swing and a miss by Mosley at another fastball from Cage Cascone. That's 3 pitches, 3 fastballs, 2 strikes. Good recipe there by the hard-throwing righty. Another fastball, make it 4 in a row. That one is jumped for a long foul ball way out of play to the left side. That ball was pulled past our party pavilion, past the IC light bar, past our deck out there in left by the stands, and likely towards Washington and Jefferson College, the D3 powerhouse in baseball. The 1-2 count. Cascone lifts and delivers. Offers high, but no takers there from Mosley as he will watch that and move to a 2-2 count. There is that breaking ball. I'm not sure if that was the slutter or the true curve as that freezes Mosley and collects the strikeout to lead off the inning. We have 1 out. Nobody aboard after just 1 hitter, with second baseman Jimmy Boyce coming up to bat. Jimmy Boyce sees a fastball for strike 1 from Cascone, as Cascone is doing his best to jump ahead of counts early and kind of dictate the at-bat. Strike 2 from Cascone on looked like a fastball that had a lot more arm side run than the ones previous. May have been a changeup, hard to tell from my angle. As the count moves to 0-2 to Jimmy Boyce. Jimmy Boyce is a good 2-strike hitter as he will make this heads up, as he will make this a tough at-bat the rest of the way. As you see, he already fouled the first one straight back. Ty almost made the play there. Didn't bring his glove to the park today, but still gave a valiant effort nonetheless. The 0-2 again. Jimmy Boyce does offer there in a kind of half-hearted check swing as the fastball was probably off the plate, but he went around for strike 3. Out number 2 as Cage Cascone has sat down the first 2 batters he's faced via the strikeout. Strike 1 from Cage Cascone. We have Lampkin up to bat. Ball 1 in the middle of the left-hand batter's box. It looked like he was trying to work to the outer half and just expanded a little too much. One count. Delivery. Swing and a miss by Lampkin. 1-2. As Cage Gascon coming in and setting a tone of this game is not going to change scores while I'm on the mound. Fastball, strike 3 as Cascone strikes out the side. 3 up,
pitches.
3 up, 3 down, 13 pitches. 3 batters returning back to the dugout, taking that walk of shame. Just a heavy trudge of left to right, left to right. David Grubaugh looks like he is strolling back out to the mound for the 6th after throwing up 2 zeros in a row in the 4th and 5th. The bottom half of this inning is brought to you by Courtney Mack, as he is doing a great job on the board and doing a great job donating his time to helping the cause out here in the Yinzer Baseball Confederacy.
Guys are great. I'm honored to be here. That's all jokes aside.
True story. I first met Mr. Courtney Mack on the tour in Evansville, where my first interaction with him was watching him spin a 5-inning gem against the Evansville Otters, where he gave up 0 hits, showing that heavy dose of cutter early, getting his brand out there in a fashion statement.
Great time. I love that. Evansville? For real? I thought it was not. I just like the historical part about it.
Yeah, Evansville plays in an older stadium. I believe it was built in the early 1900s. Still maintaining its regular shape, obviously with some modern updates such as lights and billboards for advertisements and a scoreboard with a video feature as well.
You know what's the best part about that hotel? Is that the dugout is actually under the stands. You don't have to walk down on it. You just walk underneath.
It is true that field does have there's dugouts built underneath the stadium with the locker rooms as well. Kind of that classic ballpark style, as Grubaugh delivers strike 1 to Tyler Reese to begin the bottom half of the 6th. We are still in a 4-6 ball game. Ball 1 just outside as he's trying to work that fastball back to the outer corner of the dish. Yep, 4-6 ball game here at Washington Wild Things Park with the B's ahead by 2. Tyler Reese puts a charge into a ball into left field, trying to make the lead 3. As left fielder Lampkin will catch that one and then bounce off the left field wall for out number 1. Grubaugh has done a great job in this last few innings with his pitch count being real efficient, just going right after hitters. As both of the pitching staffs are a little depleted after a long weekend of baseball. Got 2 pretty quality starts. One still going from Grubaugh. He delivers strike 1 to D. Love. The other one from Kendall Thornton, giving his team a chance to stay ahead of this one as his bats jumped ahead and put up a 5 spot after he gave them a 0. That one is fouled off to the third base side by D-Love as Grubauer steps on the rubber, takes a step, and delivers.
Yeah, I could have left that whole count up there.
Ball one inside from David Grubauer as D-Love leans a little bit out of the way of that one. As Grubauer rocks back and fires and misses with this one, we are now in a 2-2 count. A little bit of a misfire there from Grubauer. The count is now full. Good job from D-Love, rocking from 0-2 all the way back into a full count here. The 3-2 delivery is high and outside for ball four. That's probably the second or third 0-2 count for the batter to reach first that we've seen here in this ballgame. All these hitters showing that they are a tough out no matter what the count is.
Grubauer's at 86 pitches so far.
86 pitches for the big righty. As Cooper Edwards squibs one back to Grubauer, not even hard enough for a double play to be turned as Grubauer turns and checks D-Love at second base, decides better and goes to first base to collect the quick out number 2.
That's the second time the Killer B'S have topped one in front of home plate today.
2 outs for the righty hurler as Goldenbuski has a quick meeting with manager Cole Bombalis about maybe some strategy here. Try and find a way to extend their lead, get a quick little insurance run, extend the deficit to 3 with 2 outs and a man in scoring position on second base. Grubauer gets a sign from Santos, comes set and checks the runner. And the pitch. Ball in the turf, blocked up by Santos, doing a good job keeping that ball right in front, not allowing any runners to advance on the errant pitch. That is a 1-0 count now. As it looks like that ball has a little too much turf on it for Grubauer's liking. Collects a new ball and gets right back on the rubber. Pace has been a big thing for Grubauer as he likes to work quick and kind of dictate that pace to the hitters, not really letting the hitters take their time getting in and out of the box. Kind of just throws a pitch, gets back on the mound, and throws another one. As that one is lifted into right field, Mosley getting on his horse, off the glove, down for, I guess, it's probably going to be an error on the right fielder. That scores the run from second base. The B's take a 3-run lead, 7-4, as Goldenbuski pulls into second base. After putting that one into shallow right field, maybe a late jump from Mosley there, couldn't see it off of the bat as he was coming in quick and just could not corral that one. That brings up leadoff hitter Jacob Alvarado. We are in the same situation, man on second, 2 outs. This time the lefty takes ball 1, high and outside from Grubauer. Maybe signs a little bit of fatigue setting in for Grubauer finally. From not only from a killer pace, but from throwing a lot of pitches and this inning having to collect at least what should be a 4th out. Strike 1 on the outside corner of the dish as we move to a 1-1 count to Alvarado from Grubauer. Grubauer fires and delivers just below the zone, ball for 2-1. Score is 7-4 after the B's plate 1 on the error. Ball hit back up the middle. That looks like it's getting through the infield for another run. Tough scene out here for Grubauer as he had the 3rd out, could not be collected, and now 2 runs have scored in result. Looks like acting manager Trey Hunt is going out to the field, making a call to the bullpen with regular player manager Moose Demko at third base. We're going to see a reliever, Roger On, coming in for the bottom of the sixth with 2 outs. Grubau's day, as of now, is 5 2/3 innings, 8 runs, 6 hits with 2 errors made behind him. He is responsible for the man on first base. Roger On, a righty, come in on relief. A little bit different style from Grubauer. More of a finesse pitcher. As we will take a short break, this moment of lack of commercials is brought to you by our sponsors that have yet to be named.
Feel that.
And we're back. Roger On coming on here to work with 2 outs in the bottom of the sixth, hoping to collect an out and keep this one right where it stands and give his team a chance to make up for the 4-run deficit that has been created now. It was down to 1 after the middle of the third when the score was 5-4. The Killer B'S pitchers have thrown up 0 since then, limiting their runs and allowing their bats to kind of pull ahead here with a couple miscues by the Brilliance Sox defense.
Grubauer finished with 5 2/3 innings pitched, 94 pitches and 54 strikes, 7 hits, 8 runs. As of right now,
Strike 1 from Roger On, as Grubauer is responsible for that run on first.
4 walks and no strikeouts.
Grubauer not buying into the Cage Cascone method of pitching. As Poirier ducks for ball 1, as we move to a 1-1 count. Roger On gets his sign, checks his runner, and delivers. Alvarado on the move into second base. No throw by Santos as Alvarado got a great jump off of Roger On, our pitcher. We now have a man on second base with 2 outs and a 2-1 count. On delivers. Ball 3 as that one is low and outside to Poirier, who is looking to keep this inning going and cash in that run on second base. Roger On gets his sign, comes set and checks the runner in the delivery. That is ball 4, another ball in the turf, blocked up by Santos as Poirier will take the free base and Alvarado will stay put on second base. That brings forth Rios, the shortstop and 3-hole hitter for the B's. Rios has a chance to break this one open with an extra base hit here as Poirier can move. Quite a bit of a mover and shaker as he likely will score if a ball gets into a gap. Ball 1 from Roger On. Roger On delivers. Ball 2 still in the dirt, not quite able to make the adjustment back into the zone. Rios noticing that and having 2 pretty comfortable takes on non-competitive pitches as he is now in the driver's seat in a 2-0 count. That count just moved to 3-0. Third ball low below the zone. On having a hard time trying to figure something out right here. Trying to keep this inning where it is. Strike one from on the outer portion of the plate, as we are getting a little bit of movement from the Brilliance Sox bullpen. On dials it in for strike two. We are now in the 3-2 count after 3 straight balls, 2 straight strikes, as it looks like Ryan Tomeo is getting hot in the pen. Alvarado on the move. The ball put into play with 2 outs into very shallow center field, collected by Jimmy Boyce. The 2-out threat, while it did score 2 runs after an error in right field, does not go any further than that, with 2 men left on base, 2 runs coming home. We move into the last inning here as we're playing a 7-inning game. The score is Brilliant Sox 4, Killer B'S 8. The B's are the home team. The B's are looking to end this one right here with Cage Cascone on the mound.
No.
This inning is brought to you by MLB's Beat the Streak, where if you pick the correct hitter to get a hit for 56 games in a row, where the hitter does not have to beat the streak, you have to pick the correct hitter 56 times consecutively, and you can win a prize. I believe you have to be 18 in order to play. We are not an official sponsor. A quick appearance in the pitching section of today's fans by Ken Williams. Ken Williams is our kind of everything man here around the ballpark. He helps out with jerseys as well as works here at the Wild Things games. You can see him anywhere from serving some adult beverages to working the concession stand to being a usher. He is the epitome of jack of all trades. This man is everywhere and anywhere. Just a true grinder. Mark Demko, the 9-hole hitter for Brilliance Sox, comes up looking to get on base, as one swing will not change much. They are facing a 4-run deficit here in the top of the 7th with Cage Cascone on the mound. Swing and a miss, strike one from Demko from the pitch on Cascone.
Aaron Donald is so bad, but tonight it'd be the night where I pick somebody from that cup where I swing and shuts them.
Cubs are over for the last half.
Who?
They've lost every game since the bullpen.
No, they haven't.
Yes, they have.
Yeah, they just got smacked last night, 13-2.
Demko in an 0-2 count after fouling that one off.
See, I just need one person to get a hit. I don't care if it's
Demko takes ball one. The count moves to 1-2. As that one appears to have missed either high and or inside. Cascone collects his sign and pitches. Breaking ball freezes Demko for strikeout number 4 of the day out of 4 batters faced. Cage Cascone is just absolutely ruthless on the mound today, as he has struck out everyone that has come up to face him. That brings up the leadoff man, Brett Smith, top of the order, to face him with 1 out, no one on, down 4. Ball 1 from Cage Cascone as that ricochets off Cooper Edwards' glove. As we, interestingly enough, have a little bit of action in the Killer B bullpen from typical center fielder Dustin Macaluso, as he looks to appear to be warming up. Maybe he plans to go in a defensive switch in case of the Brilliant Sox tying it up.
Trust me.
I'm being told from an inside source that he is looking to get some work on the mound today. As manager Colburn Ballas goes out to the mound to talk with Cage Cascone, which is interesting because the man has just struck out 4 straight batters. Maybe Cage felt something a little off in that last pitch as he's doing a little bit of arm motion, and Cole is out there to check in on him. The infield has stayed put. The catcher obviously went out there with Cole. Deemed to be okay by manager Bumbalis as he returns to the dugout and Cooper Edwards returns back to his position behind home plate. That may have been just to buy some time for Dustin Macaluso if indeed he is looking to get some work on the mound today, which would be quite the sight. As Cage throws another heavy fastball in there for strike 1. The count is 1-2-1. Swing and a miss from Brett Smith. The count moves to 2-2, as that seems to be the trend here with Cage Cascone on the mound. Swing and miss, that is. Cage Cascone has made these Brilliance Sox hitters look like SpongeBob chasing after some jellyfish. Just a lot of swings and coming up with nothing.
Let's show hit.
3-2, as Courtney Mack behind me is playing John Madden, saying that Shohei Ohtani, while pitching, should hit. Something he did do a couple nights ago, or a couple outings ago.
Oh, he did. Man, he got shot the first inning. That's Yankees.
And then he came back a day later and hit 2 bombs.
Yes.
Shohei is the man.
Shohei Ohtani, definitely the face of baseball, with a couple key injuries to Angels teammate Mike Trout, who has kind of held that mantle as just kind of the best face of baseball. Strike 1 from Cage Cascone after a walk to Brett Smith. With 1 out here in the top of 7, the Brilliance Sox chasing 4. Still nothing to be worried about if you're a B. Foul ball here from Antone.
I'm taking Vladdy tonight against Baltimore.
That, if you heard that is Courtney Mack, insider Courtney Mack's pick for Beat the Streak tonight. Vladito versus the Baltimore Orioles. Ball taken by Brett Smith from Cage Cascone.
One thing for sure, Vlad's not going to let Shohei run away with the guy right before All-Star break.
Well, that.
He's not. Yeah, he's got to get hot just to get ready for the home run derby.
Another ball high and outside from Cage Cascone as something looks a little bit amiss as the curveball misses the zone.
He hit 3 more since hitting. Sheesh. We just had 30 like a night ago.
That man's swinging that watermelon. Shohei Ohtani doing his best Gallagher impression, where he's smashing baseballs in a similar fashion to where Gallagher would just be abusing those watermelons. Foul ball here from Antone as the count remains the same, with 1 out here in the top of the 7th, with the Brilliance Sox still chasing 4 with a man on first. So a little bit of action doing. See if they can capitalize and keep this thing going and run into a 4 spot here. So that's what they would need to, at the very least, extend this game. Looks like commotion down in the B's bullpen has drawn down to a simmer as Macaluso is stretching on the fence, but manager Colburn Ballas comes up as yet another foul ball from Antone off Cage Cascone. I would have to imagine Bumbalis is down there maybe for the lefty Backley, who is a few batters away, as we have Santos on deck, Slayton Vaughn after him, and then I believe Backley. Another foul ball from Santos. He's putting up quite the fight, just ruining pitches from Cascone, as Cascone's trying to end this one with a quick ground ball. we have Hassan Westbrook rapping in the pitcher section to Dave Strandberg and your everything man, Ken Williams. Surprise, surprise, another foul ball from Antone, this time over the left field side of the bleachers. It looks like that one got out kind of towards Washington and Jefferson, but also towards that Pony building. That is a softball and baseball facility.
National headquarters.
That's the national headquarters, I'm being told by our head of analytics, Ty. As Cage Cascone with the man on first gets a sign, comes set, and delivers. This time a ball put in play. That's going to get down. Quite an at-bat from Antone as he flips a single into left field. As Antone fouls off quite a few pitchers and works himself a single to continue the threat for the Brilliance Sox. Cage Gaston taking his time. Something is off. As Darren Love takes a visit with regular manager Bombalis down in the bullpen. Something seems to be off with Cascone. And you wouldn't know it by the first 4 batters he faced, where he punched out all 4, but has since surrendered 2 singles in a 4-run ball game here in the top of the 7th.
Speaking of the show, he's going to DH and pitch an all-star game.
Cascone coming out of this game without a pitcher being hot in the B's bullpen. We got Cole Bombalis down there just playing catch at about 15, 25 feet. We've got outfielder. Wow, we do have outfielder Dustin Macaluso on the mound. I have to imagine this will be for the 2 hitters here. Santos and Vaughn before the lefty Bockley comes up, where I would have to imagine Cole Bombalis will insert himself and attempt to close out this game. We've seen that a few times from Cole, where he'll come in just for Jacob Bockley and then will pull himself immediately after. So much for a lefty specialist. Cole Bombalis for those appearances was a Bockley specialist. Because we have a minor earthquake here in the booth. As I bump the monitor, looks like we are all good. Dustin Macaluso, the usual center fielder for the Killer B'S, in on the mound with, looks like Cage Cascone coming out in a little bit of discomfort after striking out 4 across the 6th and 7th innings, and then surrendering 2 hits with 1 out here in the top of the 7th. The score is still 4-8 as Samir Santos, the power threat, comes in to face the outfielder who is on the mound. We've heard of position players pitching, but this is not usually the situation in which we see that. MLB Cut 4s has a nice little dancing stick figure on the old tweeter. As Samir Santos fouls off the first pitch from Macaluso. Macaluso in the zone, which is always a good thing. The count is 0-1 as Santos fouled off that first pitch. Santos fouls off pitch number 2 just to my right. As we are out here dodging baseballs here at Wild Things Park up in the press booth. Macaluso coming in, not sure about his pitching background but before here, but this is his first appearance on the mound in the Yinzer League. And so far, he is at 100% strikes. Honestly, a little too high for my liking.
Way too high.
Macaluso coming in, doing nothing but firing fastballs. As that one is, surprise, surprise, fouled off by Santos. You got to think Santos is fouling off ones that are kind of on the outer edges of the zone, waiting for a cookie. You got to know with an outfielder on the mound pitching, at some point you're going to get a pitch to hit. There's a ball high that Edwards had to jump for and got by him. The runners move up to second and third. The tying run remains on deck. The count is 1-2 after 2 or 3 foul balls from Santos to get this at-bat started. Macaluso out of the windup. Ball in play from Santos. That will score a run as that ball's hit to third base hard on the ground. And looks like Brett Smith advanced on the contact and the scores. Antone advanced from second to third on the throw over to first. Goulet just eats it there and kills it. There's no sense in throwing the ball around, surrendering a needless run, trying to get an out that honestly doesn't. The runner doesn't make a difference there. The score now is 5-8. The tying run remains on deck with Slayton Vaughn coming up to the dish as he fouls off pitch number 1 from Dustin Macaluso.
Probably went out the back gate.
Dustin Macaluso said that baseball was not worthy of his outfielder pitching this, as I believe that might be the only ball we have in play right now, as we have had 5 or 6 foul balls in the last 2 batters, and with a limited number of pitchers and a limited number of baseballs, we have a brief delay. Looks like Z Jacobs just returned one of those foul balls, so we do have another option for Dustin Macaluso. Winds and delivers the 0-1. Ball put into play into center field, as that will drop for a single. A little lazy line drive for a no doubt single, which scores the run and makes this what should be a 6-8 ball game. The tying run now at the dish in the power threat of Jacob Bockley. With 2 outs and less than a speed threat at first base, I would have to imagine he's looking to go big fly here, at least early in the count. And at worst, he's looking for a single or a walk or somehow on first to extend this inning and maybe get those last 2 runs across to extend this into extras. Macaluso comes from the stretch, winds and fires, strike 1. I will say he's doing a great job getting ahead of these hitters as he has thrown first pitch strike to every batter he has faced. Strike 2 on the outer edge to Bockley, as the Killer B'S are now 1 strike away from finishing this game. With 2 outs, the B's elected to leave manager Coleman Ballas in the bullpen for Bockley as the lefty-lefty matchup won't happen. A ball put into play, shallow center field, caught by Jacob Alvarado, and that will do it here for game 1 of our Tuesday doubleheader. Final score 6-8. Your Killer B'S coming away with the win, as winning pitcher will be Kendall Thornton. That will do it here for the first half of our doubleheader. The second game will begin shortly, and that will be between the Red Hot Road Warrior Black Sox and the Wolf Pack.
I think that game was waiting me out, eh? I think you guys waited me out, eh? It didn't work. That's how I usually go. They wait you out, see how long you're gonna go, and if you're grooving, you're grooving. I see the boys tomorrow.
Gordon and Mac heading out of the booth. The Road Warrior Black Sox will be the home team for this contest. Do we need to start a separate video? Do we need to end this? As Ty will end this one and get us going for the part 2.
Just leave everything down there. For what? I know they are. House, keep it down there so we don't lose it. And then they see it. If anyone stays.
Do we have someone to do play-by-play for the second game? Okay. I'll be back. I'd rather not do play-by-play, but if I need to, I know.
Yeah.
Come back. Before that is something else.